Today, boys, we've got some exciting news in the world of Sonic. We've had some official leaks of figures arriving in less than a month, along with another figure confirmed and coming to the UK and Ireland in September, which hasn't officially been announced. Plus, we're going to cover the topic of the latest comic collection figure and all the drama surrounding this quiet release. Also, there's the upcoming rumor of the Sonic Justice League crossover, which may or may not have been confirmed. So grab a drink and let's get straight into it. So about a week ago, I started receiving a bunch of messages regarding the release of a Werehog figure exclusive to the UK and Ireland, which could be coming out soon. And at first, naturally, I was a bit hesitant, but then a couple days went by. I was casually just checking the Smith's website, which, if you don't know, it's like our equivalent to Walmart and Target here in the UK. And out of nowhere, it's official, boys. We are receiving, exclusive to the UK and Ireland, a Werehog figure. Now, when is this figure coming out, I hear you ask? The 4-inch Jack-specific figure will be arriving around the 16th to the 23rd of July. Now, it's currently available for pre-order, which I guess could be a good idea, as I do expect this figure to sell out quite fast. But guys, you know me by now. We've got to be going on a merch hunt for this one. I'll probably end up going on a merch hunt the scheduled day of release, and if I can't find anything, I'll probably just cry. But don't worry, boys, I will pre-order this as a backup, which I would highly recommend, as when this figure was available in the US, I was seeing threads of people spending crazy money on the 3-pack just to get it shipped over here in the UK. But for those of us that have held out, myself included, this is a huge win. I mean, just look at this figure. It really does look incredible. But I do fear we'll have a similar situation as what we've recently gone through with Neo Metal Sonic. Once this figure sells out, it will easily be going for 3 times the amount on eBay. So just bear that in mind with how long you decide to wait to pick this one up. So it's retailing for just $10.99, and it has a few weeks left before its release, so there is plenty of time to make up your mind. But the level of detail on this Werehog does truly look incredible. It's kind of giving me Sonic 3 figure vibes with just the amount of detail, which is always an added bonus because we all know just how good those figures are. It's also really good to see a figure based around Sonic Unleashed. Boys, you've got to remember, Sonic Unleashed came out back in November 2008, so the game's nearly 17 years old. It's not every day that a franchise makes a new product on a title that they released 17 years ago. In Sonic Unleashed, Eggman shattered the world and released Dark Gaia. Sonic can transform to a Werehog at night, hence the figure, and he has to restore the world using the Chaos Emeralds, whilst of course in his new form, the Werehog. That's basically the shortest rundown of the game you're ever going to hear. The game itself was very much a commercial success, selling a highly respectable 2.45 million units, but it did receive a mixed response amongst fans and critics. But over time, that's kind of faded away, and everyone's fallen in love with the incredible game that is Sonic Unleashed. Now, this kind of reminds me of Star Wars fans and the resurgent love for the prequels, because you've got to remember, boys, at first, everyone hated the prequels. And now fast forward to 2025, and it's like the world just can't get enough of Hayden Christensen playing Anakin Skywalker. But to get a highly detailed Werehog figure this side of the world, I do expect it to sell out pretty fast, but it's a huge win for all of us collectors. Moving on. Now, there is another figure highly rumored to be coming out in the UK and Ireland in September, and that is in fact Metal Virus Sonic. Now, although on the Smith's UK website there isn't an official link available just yet, the Smith's Ireland website recently saw the addition of the Metal Virus Sonic with Zombot Froggy added to it. The figure is the first of the comic collection to be released here in the UK. We will get back to the comic collection in just a moment because there is quite a bit of drama surrounding it. But this figure is listed in euros for £13.99, which I guess will be around £10.99 when it is of course added to the UK website. Now, there isn't any news of this figure coming to the States just yet, although I have seen a couple listings on eBay in Canada. So if you live in the United States, you're gonna have to let me know, is this figure coming up in Walmarts and Targets, or is it going to be kind of restricted to Canada and the UK? Maybe those of you in Canada could let me know as well. Is this figure kind of available for you? I'm pretty curious, so drop a comment and let me know down below, because this is where it gets kind of interesting. With the soft release of the Tangle comic collection figure recently popping up, yes, we will get onto that in just a moment's time. I really wouldn't be too surprised as much, as we haven't really heard any news on this figure's release date in the States just yet, so hopefully it will start popping up fairly soon. I wouldn't be too surprised if this figure wasn't far behind. But boys, you've got to remember, Jack-specific and Sonic have an international demand. They're both businesses out there to make money, so don't be stupid and pay some crazy prices as we've seen before with the Sonic 3 light up figures, Mephiles, and of course Werehog. Just wait, and trust me, 9 out of 10 times eventually you'll be able to find the figures you're after. But if we take a quick look at the Metal Virus Sonic, I have to admit the best part of this figure isn't the figure itself, it's the quite frankly incredible packaging that Jacks have created. I'm all for a new wave of different packaged figures. I've said it before with both the Sonic 3 figures and the standard 4-inch figures, figures. There's nothing to tell the difference between each wave. If you're a casual collector, you're not necessarily going to know to look on the back of the box, and even then remember who's included in each of the 4 billion waves that Jakks have released. So to get a new series of comic figures coming out with an exclusive standout packaging, I'm all for it. Now recently I've seen many people posting custom figure packaging on the Jakks Sonic Reddit over the past few months, and I must admit these customs do look incredible. Just look at this Sonic holding a hot dog. How cool is that? Could you just imagine if we received this with every figure? It would be pretty amazing. Now it's certainly given me a video idea, which I'm pretty excited for, although I'm sure mine will look nowhere near as good as this. But fair play, Jakks. You've truly nailed it with this release. Sonic himself represents the comic fairly well, and the zombie froggy is a nice little inclusion. I'm all for the accessories and extras being added to the standard 4-inch figures, and it's nice to see that this is happening here as well. Now this figure isn't coming out as fast as Werehog. It's due in stock early September. I do hope that there's plenty available, and that we don't see this figure being cleared out to be scalped on the secondary market, because it really does look good, and I do hope that there's enough opportunity for fans to get their hands on it. But this brings me nicely onto our next release, and this one is surrounding those of you in the States, and I guess Canada as well. But out of nowhere, Tangle has started popping up in different stores, but this has mostly been in Walmarts in Canada. But I have heard of a few sightings in the States, although there's no images or even eBay listings to back this up. Now there is a lot of controversy surrounding these comic collection figures. We're yet to see these guys in the UK, but as we just covered, Metal Virus Sonic is on his way over. But if you live in the States right now, to purchase a Tangle figure, you'd be looking at an incredible $129. Now as I live in the UK, I don't exactly know what these figures retail for over there, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's definitely not $129. But boys, this just shows you the level of demand for these comic collection figures. It is a shame that these are being scalped to the extent that they are. So I must stress, when you see them, don't hesitate to pick them up, because the likelihood is the next time you go to pick it up, it's already been cleared out and relisted on eBay for 5 to 6 times the retail price. This only makes me more nervous for the inevitable release of these over here in the UK. Is it going to be as bad? I guess time will tell. I'll be eager to keep an eye out of the market for these over in the US and in Canada, but Tangle has started popping up, so my best advice is just to check your local stores regularly and keep your eyes out. But the final topic we're going to cover in today's video gets me very excited, but it looks as if we're going to be receiving a Sonic and Justice League crossover. I haven't been able to find any official confirmation, but there's a lot of people saying that this is scheduled to come out this autumn. Supposedly it's going to be released of figures, plushes and playset vehicles. We don't know, however, whether or not these figures will be the standard 4-inch Jakks. I personally like these to be 5-inch to rival the Sonic 3 movie merch, because naturally you can capture more detail the bigger the figures are. But boys, a Justice League Sonic crossover would be truly incredible. The Shadow Batman crossover really excites my interest. I'm very curious to see the initial leaks of these designs and what exactly we're going to receive. Of course, any news of any releases, I'll keep you all updated. But as the wise Punchberry T says on Reddit, just wait for scalpers to buy them all and sell each of them for $500 on eBay. Yep. And on that note, that's all that we got time for today. Let me know your favorite upcoming figures you're most excited for in the comment section down below. Remember to like and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest Sonic figure leaks, news, and of course merch hunts. Feel free to check out one of the videos popping up on the end screen now. You know we'll be hunting for these figures as soon as they're available. Stay safe everyone, and I'll see you all in the next one.